and it's all part of the process. So our starting pitches have got big value. Okay, we have 5 of them in every team. Now, these guys, if you watch this, this is super slow motion. It's going to take a while to get through. But these guys are producing, from a single stance, they're producing 100 or 95 to 100 miles an hour to throw a ball. So that's what a fast bowler and a cricketer takes a 40-pace run-up to generate. They're doing it from a single base. So single leg stability is huge. Okay? Hip motion is huge. And then he's going to use this leg here. So single leg drive is massively important for this player. And if you watch the hip mobility that he's going to require, he's going to open this up. And his next job is to get this foot as far down the mound as he can get it. So that's going to get him as close to the hitter as he can possibly get. Okay, so we measure that. It's called the stride length through here. And that ground contact has to occur at the same time as that hand gets to the highest point here. Now, he's going to do this about 120 times in a game. Okay, he's now rotating through the hips. We want to generate about 700 RPM here to get 900 RPM to the trunk to get 1,200 RPM through the shoulder. Okay, so in terms of that degrees of flexibility and the speed and the velocity that goes through, typically a lot of focus has been put here, okay, at the shoulder and the elbow. And what we're trying to work with the guys to typically show them is the fact that at the shoulder and the elbow, things only go wrong if we're not doing the work lower down. If we don't get the motion here at the hips, they'll compensate for it in the trunk. If they can't compensate for it from the trunk, they'll express it through the shoulder. And if we get problems through the shoulder, they typically express themselves at the elbow. And we have there's a surgery now that you get called the Tommy John surgery, which is where the UCL ligament ruptures. We call it the $14 million injury because typically a starting pitcher, that's the average salary, and they're typically out for a year with it. The scary thing is we're now seeing those in 17-year-olds. And the even scarier thing is that there are now some young pitchers who are getting what they call elective Tommy John surgery, i.e. they're repairing the UCL before it's actually injured on the grounds that they know it's going to get injured at some point. Okay? If you can figure that one out and explain it to me logically, then let me know. We also need to develop these pitchers to be able to come off the mounts. They need to be able to move well and work well. It's not just about the pitching delivery, and they have to be able to withstand collision. So our key role is to support the coaching process. And as strength and conditioning coaches, there's often been a culture of strength and conditioning coaches being great for the strength and conditioning. They say, how are you making this athlete better? Well, his squat's gone from 100 to 150. Okay, but how's he a better athlete? Well, I've just told you his squat's gone from 100 to 150, yeah, but that's not it. Don't make strength and conditioning look good. How is he a better hitter? Okay, so for Aaron Loop, for example, who's a Submariner pitcher, then how do we actually get this arm action supported through this trunk delivery around here, okay, around some particularly immobile hips? And for Salate, how do we enable this explosive leg kick action to occur through this single leg drive to set up trunk rotation to enable him to explode and impact upon the ball? And similarly, how do we work with our coaching staff to understand acceleration and deceleration around the base path, and which players do it well and which players don't, and which players need to do it better? And how do we work with our front office to actually say, you guys want fast runners, but actually look where our roster is. There's the league average, and this is all our players, and it's to the wrong side of the league average in terms of speed. So, you know, you want us to produce faster horses, buy faster horses. Okay, so it's part of our recruitment strategy. Yeah, we can make donkeys faster, but they're only ever going to be fast donkeys, right? So you want thoroughbreds, get some thoroughbreds, and then understand where does that actually mean.